Sometimes we think that our stories are so individual, but I think that as I'm growing older, there's a lot of power in communicating my story to, say, help someone else who is in my similar position, whether my age or anything. August 2020, I learned that I had stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma, and then 7.5 months of chemotherapy. And then in June of 2021, I went into remission. In the beginning of the cancer, you don't know, am I going towards death or am I going towards life? When I met Akiva, I want to say it was in 2021. I think in the beginning it was difficult because I didn't have a ton of faith in the whole thing, just anyone. It could have been anyone because the inspiration, me, my purpose is set. Don't have cancer anymore, beat cancer. For the artist, they're put in a very interesting position where they have to continuously try to get the conversation, the connection to where they can emulate it in a thing.
My tools are cameras. I'm relatively new to photography, but I thought this would be a great thing to do. And the first thing that was on my mind was there's basically half a century difference in age between Eyal and I. So I said, oh, gee, this is how I'm going to connect with Eyal. I forgot about photography and all that, and I focused on one thing, Eyal as a person. Not so much initially about the disease, but his life. And he was very open and intimate with me.
From an emotional side, I hated the 5 minutes, the 15 minutes, the 30 minutes before Akiva and I would talk. Because, I have to prepare myself. I have to look at myself with this. Whether you're beautiful or not, when you lose all your hair, when you turn pale as could be, you're not going to love the way you look, But Akiva and I did have a communication. He was able to pull out these highlighted moments that, even I shy away from personally.
And after I collected all this information about Eyal, then it became very clear to me what the message is. So there are 3 elements in the piece I was thinking about. One is the present. At that time was Eyal started chemo and sometimes we had to cancel. The second element is the bridge to the future. And the third element is doing meditation on the beach in Florida. Eyal used to say that he's going to build his life kind of piece by piece. And the name of the piece that I gave is Dawn. The pieces of the puzzle come together to create a new dawn for Eyal. But if I didn't go through this period of being with Eyal during this time of his chemo and talking to him several times about that, I don't think I would have been able to come up with the ideas to create this piece.
In the end, I do like what came out. It speaks to the highlighted moments of things that I don't want to say take for granted, but I pass on them very quickly. To be fair, I think that the hardest part of cancer is logistics. Even the chemotherapy itself. The first session I did, 7 hours sitting in a chair, felt forever. But then session after session, I got more accustomed to the time. And I did feel like that's how it was with Brushes with Cancer. I'm learning to get comfortable with uncomfortability. In the beginning, it's very about me, but then as you progress, it's about a bigger purpose. I realized that with the piece that Akiva put together, it can resonate to a lot of people.